Welcome, introduced to web technologies. Three basic components required are HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Let us go through them. HTML. HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. HTML is the standard markup language for creating web pages. HTML describes the structure of a web page. It means to say that how your web page should appear like. We can go through that in detail once we go into the examples. Next, HTML consists of series of elements, starts with H1, H2 till H6. Anchor tag is there, input, and different various tags are there. HTML elements tell the browser how to display the content. We want to show you that how the elements are going to be displayed on the browser. Next, HTML element label pieces of content such as this is a heading, this is paragraph, this is link, etc. Now let's see what is CSS. CSS stands for Cascading Style Sheets. CSS describes how HTML elements are to be displayed on screen, paper, or in other media. CSS saves a lot of work. It can control the layout of multiple web pages all at once. There are three ways to style HTML elements. Generally, the cascading means whatever we want to display on the screen, it should be cascaded uniformly across the pages. Once we go through the example, we can see how those cascading effects come into picture. So basically, we can see there are three ways of cascading style sheets elements there. Let's see one by one. First is inline styles. So an inline style may be used to apply a unique style for a single element. This particular style is for a single element. The next one is internal styles. So an internal style sheet may be used if one single HTML page has a unique style. External styles. With an external style sheet, you can change the look of an entire website by changing just one file. If I write a single file and save it in .css, which is an external style sheet, then that particular piece of style will be replicated across the entire website, which is not in the case of internal styles. It is only for that particular page, whereas my inline is for that unique style for a unique element. Now let's see about JavaScript. JavaScript is a cross-platform, object-oriented scripting language used to make web pages interactive. That is, having complex animations, clickable buttons, pop-up menus, etc. You see, if I want to have a dynamic kind of a thing, so JavaScript comes into picture. The static kind of a thing could have been done with HTML as well as CSS. If I want to add the dynamism to my web pages, JavaScript comes into picture. So JavaScript contains a standard library of objects such as array, date, math, and a core set of language elements such as operators, control structures, and statements. JavaScript extends the core language by supplying objects to control a browser and its document object model. Generally, it is called as DOM. For example, client-side extension allow an application to place elements on an HTML form and respond to user events such as mouse clicks, form input, and page navigation. Now moving further, let us see what exactly is DOM, that is a document object module, in our next slide. So what is DOM? It is also known as document object model, as I told you earlier. Now at the right hand side you can see the tree structure for HTML document. As an example, you can see the code over here, your HTML code, which we will be seeing in our next session. We have started with HTML, head tag, title tag, which still we yet to go through it. We'll see it. We need these tags to write an HTML document. So this HTML tag is being taken here in an structured way, which we called it as an document object module. You see, again, head is when there is an opening for head, there is a closing for head. You see here, head is here. Within the head, we are getting the body. The body part is here. So the entire structure of this will be called as document object model, which can be called using HTML. We'll see that in an example. Next, we'll see why do we need DOM. So we can't manipulate HTML directly. You see, if there is some text over there which cannot be manipulated directly using my HTML, I need to use JavaScript and my DOM over here. Next, there is a way to manipulate, that is extracting the entire HTML of the page, modifying it and replacing the entire HTML document by this, but this is very complicated and expensive with respect to performance. So using DOM we can manipulate styles, content and attributes quickly with the help of JavaScript, which will be seen in our live examples which will be shown later.